It will definitely be damaging for Vice President Kamala Harris. Is this a no-win situation for her and President Biden? Because there's past precedent of a president getting involved in labor relations. That, of course, is President Jimmy Carter, who is celebrating his 100th birthday today. And that had severe political ramifications for when he got involved. So can you talk about the potentially no-win situation that the administration is in right now?
It's not quite a no-win situation because they've been doing a lot that's below the radar. There's been a major push from labor in general and the ILA in particular for the Biden administration not to be involved. What they mean by that, they don't want the administration at the table, and they certainly don't want Taft-Hartley invoked. President Biden has said he doesn't believe in Taft-Hartley. He believes in collective bargaining. So that's off the table, at least for now. But what he has done is he's had Julie Su, the acting Secretary of Labor, and Pete Buttigieg, the Secretary of Transportation, both involved in separately talking to each side. The Longshore Union, the president there is Harold Daggett, has raved positively about Julie Su's work so far. So a lot of what they've been doing is below the radar, but it could bring us closer than it is publicly known or understood at this point to a settlement. So if this settles within a week or so, the Biden administration will positively be getting some credit for that. It's only if it goes on longer that it becomes more unpredictable and likely damaging.
Likely damaging for President Biden, Vice President Harris. But I also want to ask you about Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg, because this, of course, is not the only supply chain disruption or potential supply chain disruption we have seen during the Biden administration. Everyone who was alive and awake during the pandemic remembers those goods, essential goods shortages, those empty shelves at the grocery store. How does this affect Buttigieg and his legacy?
This, I think, could prove positive because they learn, Pete Buttigieg in particular, Julie Su certainly, and the Biden administration learned a lot from the experience of what took place with the pandemic, where there were disastrous results because the scale and impact of it was in fact underestimated. So this time around, what they've learned from there has already been implemented in terms of what firms have done, stockpiling, what shipping firms and the ports have done, and also what the government has done. But you can't shield all of the damage, and the longer it goes, the costlier it goes. We have a wide range of estimates on the cost. They range from $500 million a day. That's a lot of money for the economy to be losing, to $5 billion a day, which is 10 times as much. So the financial damages will be somewhere in there, and that could weigh on the economy, on inflation as prices rise because of scarcity, and also the additional costs to transport things longer distances and in a far less efficient way.